Greetings, parents. I've just come from a school, or several schools today. And one of the things that has astounded me with regards to particularly the ADHD increase that we see amongst a lot of our young people who are in schools. And one of the things I've noticed is that a lot of these cereals that people are feeding their children, if you look at the ingredients, they are filled with sugar and additives and preservatives. Then you're sending your child to school maybe with a packed lunch, and that packed lunch is filled with those orangey chocolate biscuit squashy things with these fruit bars. Look at the ingredients. If you see the ingredients, what's on there: preservatives, additives, this fructose and that, I can't even think about it. Then you're buying for convenience from some of these huge stores, the one that's in like red and black, particularly for nuggets. And have you looked at the ingredients on them? Even the other day when I wanted to have a cheeky little pizza that I could chuck in the oven, and I turned over the label, and when I looked, half of the things I couldn't pronounce, but the amount of things, I thought that a pizza was just literally dough, tomato sauce and cheese. That's all it should be. But you're seeing all of this E, F, G, H, the whole alphabet is there. There's a million numbers in there. And then you're wondering why your child doesn't sit still in school. And even when you're picking up your kids, I've seen this child, could be no more than 7, with the biggest bag of sweets. The biggest bag of sweets. And it's like, oh, you want to then go to CAMS, who's in some boroughs, there's a 5-year waiting list, and then they're prescribing Ritalin and other drugs for your child. Do you know the long-term impacts of these drugs? Do you know the long-term effects it can actually have on your child's neurological development? Because remember, it's actually changing what's going on with your child's brain. Do you know the long-term effects they can have on your child's liver, their kidneys, and their sexual organs? You really need to look into these things, and we really need to start looking at the children's diets. There's many creative ways of making healthy food for your children that they will enjoy, especially if you're getting them involved in it. But all of this food that is being given to our children is one of the main reasons why we're definitely seeing an increase in these ADHD diagnoses. Because when we've worked with families and we've made them sort out and change their child's diet, they've seen that their child is much more calmer, much better behaved. Because remember, they're sitting in school, they have to sit still. They've got to sit down for a long time, but they're high. It's like crack sugar. They're high, so of course they're going to be bouncing around. Of course they can't sit still, because on one hand you're giving them high-filled sugar breakfast, then they're having a high-filled sugar lunch. God only knows what they're having for dinner if it's anything from one of these stores. And then you're wondering that, oh my gosh, I think my child's got ADHD. No, your child's got a bad diet. And I'm not saying that ADHD doesn't exist, and there are some neurological things going on in our children's brains. But if you're looking at the diet and you're changing that diet, a lot of those things will change. I can guarantee it. I know that as a 100% fact. We've been doing this for far too long to not know and not see. We've run workshops. We've done all of these things around our young people and the diets that they're eating, and, you know, ADHD diagnosis and the medication that they're being given where they're literally like zombies. Come on now, these are our children. They're supposed to be our most prized gifts to us. And when we feel that we can't cope, or we haven't got the time or the energy, we're drugging them to the hilt and then wondering why they're not performing as adults. Anyway, that's just my observation today. Take care and give care.